Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friend Bets. My name is Jared. There's my boy Carl. And this is Batman Detective Comics Gotham Nocturne Overture by Ram V, Rafael Albuquerque, and Dave Stewart, with backup stories by Simon Sapir and Donnie. So, I bought this book when it first came out, like a couple of years ago. A few years ago, I think. And I read it then and was like, oh, this is going to be a long, convoluted story. So I'm not going to wait 6 months between every book. I'm just going to wait until this entire series is collected. And then I'm going to read it as a whole. So now I've started it. So I have like 4 more books after this. And I actually read this first and then read Nightwing. And so now I'm going to read volume 2. So because this is a very convoluted story and a lot is going on, I don't want to burn myself out on it. So I'm going to read something in between each volume. So, but with that said, I remember a lot of people saying when this was coming out that it was just extremely convoluted, nothing makes sense, and it's horrible, and you know how the internet is, when you know how they are. They hate everything to hate on it. And I'm like a big fan of Rafael Albuquerque. I think his art is fantastic. And I thought he was the right choice to come over to detective. And I haven't, this is the first stuff I've read by Ram V, but I've heard a lot of good things. Cat is scratching my foot. I've heard a lot of good things about Ram V. So I'm like, oh, this guy's like done like Swamp Thing and like Westerns and stuff. Yeah, maybe he's the guy to do detective. Maybe he's got something cool. And he does. He has like this like monster story about these like Europeans who are the original Arkhams, who own the land of, this is the family, and they are in a rivalry with the Al Ghuls, and they're connected to Barbados. And while this is all going on, Batman's got this like weird song stuck in his head. And I think it's kind of neat, where something like a sound, like a tune, is haunting Batman. And that's pretty cool, I think. But then there's these Simon Superior stories, backup stories. And I didn't like these Gordon stories. They felt like they were trying to go for like 100 bullets, like this Eduardo Rizzo look, and it didn't work for me. And so I was really happy every time Albuquerque came back. And we have this side story with Two-Face, who's reformed. And just look how cool his Batman is, man. Just friggin' fantastic. Yeah, it's good stuff. And almost dropped the phone. Caught it, though. Spidey sense. See, and here's this music plot going on. And Batman's being haunted by Barbados, which is, you know when the story's going to be freaking crazy as when Barbados shows up. Like, any Batman story with Barbados is always freaking crazy. And so I knew going into this, like, 3 years ago, that, oh yeah, I need to read this as like an entire run. And so back to this Gordon stuff that I'm not fond of. And then so we get some introduction to some of the lore that I think we're going to be learning about, between the rivalry between the, how do you say they're like Orgums and the Al Ghuls. And it's just, and it's like there's this like cool scene that's like kind of like out of like the Dark Knight movies, where Bruce is at the doctor's and then he jumps from building to building and interrogates a guy, and The guy knows he's Batman. And, there's just a lot of good action in here. And, yeah, Volume 1 is setting up a lot of things. And it's good, but it is convoluted. And, yeah, I don't like these Gordon stories. And so I was glad when it ended. And so we get some Batman fighting some ninjas. This dude, this is Ubu. And, like, that's the coolest Ubu's ever looked. Like, look at him. That's the coolest Ubu's ever looked. And that's the coolest he'll ever look ever again, because they pretty much just, like, nerfed him immediately after that. So, we're building up this mystery between what's going on with these foreigners coming to Gotham. And then we get this Two-Face story that's leading to why Two-Face is working for the Orgums. And yeah, good. It was a good book, but it was a heavy read. And I'm looking forward to reading Volume 2, but it's thicker. It's more issues. And so hopefully it kind of gets the ball rolling a little bit more. Hey, there's Alfred. Hi, Alfred. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I really love Albuquerque's art, and I'm interested in the story. So, yeah, I recommend it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.